Well, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to Crusader Kings 3. As you know, we're loading to the main menu, which I'll show you in just a moment. We are at a turning point in this series for Asturias because, the king who united Asturias once again was assassinated at the age of 32, struck down in his prime. And now, as you can see here, this boy in the middle is the King of Asturias, the King of United Hispania. But we are in a bit of a precarious situation here. One, this boy, Osoriu, that's Osoriu, it's spelled in the Asturian language. I'm still not entirely sure how to pronounce the name correctly. Anyways, he's 8 years old and he is the king. I mean, he's wearing a crown. It just says, well, he is king. I put it there in the barbershop a bit prior to this recording. And next to him is his heir, who is his cousin. Which, no doubt he's got good traits, but we are at the risk of partitioning the entire realm once again, back to the way it started. And this heir, who is my cousin, he's set to inherit Asturias, while Osoriu's eldest sister will inherit the rest of them. Which puts us quite a bit of a situation, but anyways, let us continue. Osoriu, see, I got the spelling right. So yes, he is the second and son of Osoriu I, the man who united the Spanish kingdoms. For now, as we are 8 years away until the final unification of this realm, once and for all, where it can never be partitioned. So, will this boy survive childhood, or will he be on the receiving end of assassination, whoever commits this great crime against the nation? So, as a great man once said, let's get it on! Here we are, Asturias. A kingdom united, but it's rather fragile at this point. There is an ongoing crusade for Jerusalem, which we pledged to join, but I decided not to send any troops because we know what the obvious result's going to be. This is the third crusade for Jerusalem. But our interest is not Jerusalem. It is the here and now. Although only 2 of our vassals answered the call to the crusade, such as Cordoba and Navarra. As a reminder, the Empire of Hispania can be created. We have enough land, but we don't have the money. Money is going to be a bit of a priority, so there's only thing for certain. It's death and taxes. And the death part, hopefully it does not come to him. But the taxes is for certain, as we will be getting a good amount of money. More so if we can get the Archbishop endorsed, but we cannot sway him because I'm too young to be doing any swaying. I could imprison him, but that'd be tyranny. And the Pope would hate that. He could excommunicate me if I try to do this act. And plus our income is good enough, and I told the Count, my steward, to make the County of Cordoba Astur-Leonese, as the population is still an Andalusian, although Catholic. And I even thought of a possible proposition where we'll make Cordoba as the new capital of the future empire because of its good development of the land. Only because the great mosque, well, cathedral nowadays, contributes to the growth. The guild halls, currency, and its farmlands. You don't get a lot of farmlands around here, at least in this entirety of the Iberian Peninsula. But this is the best developed place. See? Uncomparable. Well, that's why I thought, well, Cordoba could be a good place to be. If we can make it of our culture. Even though we have invested big time in our old land. Especially the amount of taxes we get, so... I don't know if we should leave our old home behind and make Cordoba our new home. Future capital of the new empire. That's only if I can get the Duchy of Cordoba from myself. And here's another problem. I am no longer the house head. That honor goes to Duke Sebastian of Castile, which he is of, oh, no, that's cultural head. The cultural head, sorry about that. The house head is Duke Andres of Granada. And I thought to myself, well, maybe the cadet branch seems like a good idea. We know we're on the verge of a new era for the Iberian Peninsula and Hispania in general. I mean, I'm a child and I cannot create a cadet branch, but it sounds like a good idea right now. But the problem is there's a few vassals that do not like me, especially him, who is an infidel, which we should have him revoked right now because, well, he won't accept, so there will be a rebellion if we try to do that. Well, in that case, get rid of one, so it'll be one less persons to worry about. And what to do with him will be dealt with later. Oh yeah, I forgot to introduce you to my cousin. That's Martin, son of Gonzalez. No. So he's quick. He's going for diplomacy, which honestly, diplomacy is good education. And he's got pretty good prowess too, but my prowess is Herculean. Although the base is bad, but I'm blessed to have this great physique. And also still catch on pretty quickly. But I don't have any traits just yet. There's only the childhood one, which I'm having a martial education. So, if I survive childhood, well, we'll see to it. And to ensure my survival, I need a trusty spy master. That man, well, he doesn't like me, and that's bad news. If I were to remove somebody and look for somebody a bit more competent, well... I mean, as you know, the intrigue is excellent. But her is good. And she's a bit lazy. But it would up her opinion a little more. Compared to, say him. And plus, intrigue is not even his education. It's just he got a lucky base. Or alternatively, is there anybody of Asturleonese culture? Find character. That is of Asturleonesis. that plural. That is excellent at intrigue. That is not landed. I think we found our man already. Right faith, right culture. But he's a bit callous, so... yeah, I don't know about him. Seems sketchy to me. Or the other alternative, but again, they're all excellent. Well, all their opinions are the same. Only because of the short reign penalty, and I have bad personal diplomacy. Because I'm a child. How much would it take to pay? He won't accept it because he likes the Countess. Knight. Okay. So he's a knight then. Not him. Based on that uniform, he's a knight too. Okay, someone who's not a knight. I don't know, do you really want to bring more intriguing people in here that are, you know, sadistic? That, even though they won't like him for general opinion. And he's not a knight, so... likes too much. Well, all I gotta do is just sit on my hands and... how much money would get you around? And granting a title would be another way of getting high opinion. Oh, that'd be plus 21. Yeah, fire from the council and put the countess in instead, even though she's not a powerful vassal, but... why does she like me less than... I mean, I can understand the domain limit. Not rightful liege. We're trying to work on domestic affairs and she's impatient. So it's like it. It's a hard decision, but you know what, just give him the money. Deal with it. He'll come around soon enough. Despite the fact that he's from a foreign culture. And there's no other way to increase his opinion towards me unless I... stupid idea, but make him a court physician temporarily. Just to give a positive opinion more towards me, so here's more money in the pocket. He'll be my court physician, even though you do not have any means to treat people right. Once I'm turned 16, I'll abolish you. I'll fire you from the court position. Well, anyways, and also we have to speed things up because there's nothing much I could do as a child other than whatever decisions we ought to make. So all I gotta do is just please them. And watch out for these populists and the Liberty faction. And open up your pockets. Open up your purse to give more money away. Or another way to, you know, have a more positive opinion, and that is lower the taxes. Huh. And then we'll get back at them. It's another way. Yes, I'm not the rightful liege. Sometimes I wish we would just get rid of the elective monarchy system. But that would, you know, that would require a bit of a law change. Or adding a law. Such as male preference, but I don't have the high crown authority, so that's impossible. Or remove the feudal elective. Succession for the Kingdom of Asturias will no longer have its own title successor. Instead, it will be added alongside my realm's succession law. It will be no cost to get rid of elective. If I do that, that would go to the sisters. Yeah, these are all my sisters. Should I really abolish elective monarchy, like as in it outlived its usefulness? And whereas my eldest sister is He's great. In some ways. He's a good fighter, but what good would that do? You know, just in case. Has to be a matrilineal. Hey, Barcelona, you got any sons? Highly doubtful that they all be married. Of course, you can't order assassination. So I'm just gonna get my eldest married for because you know, just in case. Like if she were to become a queen right this instance after we move this law. How about somebody with good... Whoa! Handsome? Hell. Good diplomacy, good learning. That's what I need. Diplomacy and learning. But keep looking. Need somebody, you know, who's balanced in all skills. Yes, like this one. High diplomacy, good stewardship, and good learning. Or that could be considered average. That's what we need. It shall be matrilineal, we'll accept. Stupid idea, but... So, we're abolishing elective monarchy because forming an empire will... An imperial elective in Hispania would be chaotic. At best. So as... how long have I been king? By the way. So... I've been king for about 2 years now. Since I was 6. No, 7. Because... no, 6. You got it right the first time. 7! Damn it! Can't do math right. Because the birthday of his is on October. So... We're abolishing the elective system. Because... Well... Let me see. So the heir is my sister, Navarro, Monils, Garcia. Yes. In case if I get assassinated, she takes over, and she gets all the titles, keeping the realm united. This is a smart move. Yes, my big sister. Because she has a strong physique. That's why we call her Big Sister. But she's not a giant. So, don't you worry. And by the way, finally, before we finally move on, it's my cousin who's going to be raising me as a guardian I chose because of have a martial education. I need someone who's good for it. Even though she's not a nice person. But still. It would have been either that or my big sister. She's humble, patient, and greedy. But not a standout. So. Well, ladies and gentlemen, after nearly 20 minutes, now, what's going to happen with the boy? Will he survive childhood, or will he be dead? And then the women of Asturias will take over, and they will be the ones to form the empire. Let's go. Again, we're fast forwarding the time because I can do nothing much other than sit on my hands for my possible death by assassination and making a lot of money. Secret just exposed. Count Radu accused Alza, a commoner from Fuerteventura, for having company with my cousin Duke Andres. Yeah, he's the house head. Such things cannot be accepted outside of marriage. God will judge these sinners. I ought to have them in prison for this. I have the order. I want to slow down here. We're about to have a populist revolt. She'll leave Count Alfonso's court. So let's slow down because there's about to be a revolt. Oh, I forgot to revoke him, but, well, he's going to be in prison no matter what. We have just as many troops, but, mind you, the Mulavadi faith is still strong in Aragon. That's become the new stronghold. Granada, Mulavadis still have a significant presence there. Oh boy. One sec. Okay, where's the leader? He's up there in Aragon. The cocky king. 2 years ago, you promised to aid me in the Kingdom of Jerusalem. Yet so are you done nothing to support me in this endeavor. What is the point of our alliance if you never even lift a finger to help me? Can't you see that we got problems at home? Your Holiness. By alliance, you mean this crusade. I'm gonna get excommunicated for... Whoa, where'd you get all that learning? That man. He really cares about his well-being. I admire that. And he's got no troops. Well, because he's not landed. Lose a level of fame I've distinguished. So I apologize. I should have not claimed that I would help, because there's problems at home. Don't you know what's going on here? Anyways, move the rally point. He'll probably excommunicate me when I grow up. And we don't have as many troops as we used to. Yeah, high quality. Get him. Yeah, damn your own 7th grandfather, why don't you? And you are in prison too, so we'll have that revoked. And give it to somebody who cares. Actually, no. Who the heck am I gonna give it to? More power to Granada? Yep, you are a sinner. I mean, I don't want to hold this. So we just create a brand new vassal entirely? Like, just give it to one of my knights who... which again, it's not any part of the Deliora Duchy, so we might as well create an entirely new count vassal. Why do they call you the philosopher? Oh no, he's a lunatic. Don't do that. Yeah. How about you? Only because I see your diplomacy and I kind of like it. Might make you a chancellor, but even though you're not a powerful vassal. Otherwise, he'll get mad, so don't want to do that. Oh. There's going to be a possibility of a Liberty faction, which how many members are? Whoa, okay. Okay, I will lower the Crown Authority when that time comes. Remember, in the first place, the reason why I wanted the Crown Authority up is because I wanted to revoke any Muslim vassals around here. And we rooted it out, that problem. So there is no reason for me to, well, if I give in to their demands, they'll probably be a lot more happy. With my mind set on a relaxing evening, I'm heading for my mother, Sancho's chambers with some wine and a partition board. Without knocking, I push the door open. Sancho is seated by her desk, writing furiously. As I clear my throat, she jumps out of her skin. She quickly stuffs a roll of parchment into her pocket and turns towards me with an uneasy look upon her face. Yeah, that's my... yeah, that's my Amazonian mother. That's where I got my strength from. The mother of many children who will rule this future empire. But mother loves me. I mean, it's like, look, you may be strong, but I'm just as strong as you. And we're just as good fighters, so... Just gonna say, what are you hiding? Show me at once. What are you hiding, Mama? Did she really think I would not see that? Give it to me, at once. Sancha hands me the crumpled parchment and crosses her arms. Someone is accepting an invitation, expressing their happiness and excitement to spend some time with me. The one who wrote this is my friend, Christina. My sister and friend. It was supposed to be a surprise, a fun and relaxing trip for the two of you, and now it's all ruined. Sorry, I had no idea. If I not ruined such a surprise, I would have lowered my stress and increased my opinion with Christina. I had to look just in case if there's any plotting. Maybe I'm gone a little overboard. I mean, Mother loves me. She would never. She's not sadistic. No, she is a God-loving, ambitious, strong woman. Let's continue. Also, you should be converting, Aragon. Let me see, the monthly progress would be the easiest. Zara goes now. Caught. My cousin Ilyana, my guardian, caught me stealing from Duke Andre's travel chest while visiting the castle, threatening punishment. She demanded an exception. Well, how much money? He doesn't have much. You know, do you? Let me see. Deceitful, honest, or humble? I need a trait to get these people's opinion to look at me better, so just to prevent possible assassination attempts. Especially him. Yes. I have no more right to anything that others do. I'll take the humble because not only it's a pious way to do, but also opinion of vassals and the clergy will like me more. A helpful warning. I received a missive from Sultan Mujahid of Umayyad. It claims that Countess Elvira, my aunt, requests support in a plot against me. There is nothing more than for loyalty, Mujahid, the letter reads. Hence why I share this with you. Well, you are our enemy. And loves money. Well, my aunt, well, she dislikes me. You know, she's strong too. There's a lot of strong women in this realm, but I'll take his word for it because is she the one plotting for my possible demise? I will confront her in person. And in a moment of the result, he has not endorsed me yet. Oh, and he doesn't really want to because he's arrogant. Oh no, I see the Crusade's not going well. An insulting accusation. When I present Sultan Mu'ayyid's letter to Count Spirit, it is first met with confusion, then anger. You believe his word over mine? Have I not always been a loyal servant? Diplomacy challenge against her. 13 versus 3. Well, she's a direct liege to me. Oh, don't want to do that. So. Yes, in fact, I wish to reward you for your loyalty. Check the feudal contract. Yeah, reduce tax. Just a tad bit. It's not going to have a dramatic effect to our monetary gains. If they want lower crown authority, I'll give it to them. I'd be happy to my liege, it is time for you to recognize the ancient and inalienable rights of your vassals, accept the demands of the Liberty faction, or face our swords on the battlefield. Direct vassal opinion plus 10. I'll lose a bit of prestige, and then I'll lose a bit of dread, which I have a little bit, but I'm not that intimidating as a child. So go ahead. We'll bring it back up once I turn, when I become an adult. And there goes my negative prestige, which is bad for me. I'll be sure to do this soon. When I become Dynasty Head. Likely form Cadet Branch. Still no secrets revealed. Budding attraction. Nestled in the bed and under my stag skin, I drift to sleep in a warm haze. Standing before me is a magnificent stag that urges me to follow the hills. As we reach a glade of my heart starts to pound, my body tingle, my soul to yearn. As I turn, the stag is gone. In its place is a beautiful... Is this the part where I pick up a sexual orientation again? First time as a child. Heterosexual, homosexual, bisexual, asexual. We know how this works. Well, figuring that the Herculean So just say that you're loud and proud. That's that beautiful girl. One day I may go for gallant lifestyle to have even more attraction opinion. I'll be a good romancer. Just to keep all the female vassals in line. To have a higher opinion towards me. Not betrothed. Oh, am I 11? I can wait. Plus, possible assassination. Don't want to rush it. Wait till you're 16. Just keep raising that money. Ah, it's them again. Damn your 7th grandfather. You and your 7th grandfather. The child preacher. I watched my unstoppable sister. They were laughing and leering at her for a while before the pushing began. Despite the mockery, she tried to keep a lesson until the first blow landed. That's my sister you're dealing with. I could become brave. Ooh. Or, try to be calm. Or be zealous. So it's like I'm humble. I mean, I can go for a pious person, but I'm gonna be a great warrior one day. So what do I favor? I mean, more martial means more levies and more levy reinforcement rate. So if you want to be, a great warrior, well, I guess I gotta be brave. So I'll protect you. There's a chance I may become wounded. I'm brave, not wounded. You have to be. Because there will be a time. Yes, dedication to the flame. Oh, that's unrelated. Two more to go. All this money we're raising. So, I can be good pious and also brave. The kitten. As I'm out playing under civil division, I suddenly hear a sound. It's small and it is weak, but it is there. I look at every bush, under every rock, in every direction, and there, a tiny kitten sitting under a thorny bush, all alone. Alright, a pet cat. It's my kitty now. As the cat rests on my lap, constantly purring, I ponder what I do. Something historical, or something alluding to his orange fur. Something to describe the soothing feeling experienced when I scratch it behind you. Oh, I know. I will name him... Might cause flame. Well, my hair color is a little bit reddish brown around the whatever. Plus, you know, I'm brave, huh? And you gotta have a fiery bit of personality in you, so I'm gonna name my cat Flame. Although you could name your cat whatever way you wanted, but I can't come up with anything better than Flame. What a great name. Plus it adds a bit of intrigue, so hopefully there's some game discovery chance, so. Got him. Once again, we ignored Crusade. And there are those that wish to install the Andalusian throne. In fact, far too many. Heart-wrenching rejection. Oh, I spend day and night thinking about Mencia, and my heart flutters her when I see her in the castle halls. However, when I approach her with my feelings, she turned me down with a laugh, crushing my heart under her feet as she walked away. Is she... yeah, deceitful, my childhood crush. To crushes me to make blossom lovers or care to me move on with life. Could I become vengeful, which is a sin, but adds more promise, or become chaste, which it's virtuous, but not interested, because of need fertility. Stubborn is for good stewardship and a small health boost, but it lowers a bit of the vassal opinion, so I'll take stubborn. I don't have a good stewardship. Do they think I give up that easily? So, she's still gonna be my childhood crush. And I got a cat too. Who's the house head? Count Toronto. Was killed during a siege. Just shaking my head. Anger management. My acquaintance Ordonu is getting on my nerves. He prattles on and on, no matter the topic and no matter how uninterested tell him I am, it never ends. He's a rowdy gambler. Gambler as in chance taker. Victim! Who are you the son of? Duke of, yeah. Well, I'm humble, brave, and stubborn. What would he do? I ain't gonna beat the crap out of him. No. I'll take a little bit of that stress hit, so next time we meet, I will be nice. Flame, my cat. As I walk outside, I'm greeted by the sight of my vassal Gunter crouching beside my cat, Flame, gingerly petting his head. This is quite a lovely cat you have, my lord. You are very perceptive. Oh yes, the new count that I put in there. Also, don't create that Empire title yet. Make another 200. And the Crusade is lost again. You just don't get it, do you? And don't hold a grudge against me. And don't excommunicate me. So save up a bit more money. You have my cousin prisoner? Yeah, sure. I got money. Thank you very much. With the Astur-Leonese settlement and the installation of new administration, the people of Cordoba have fully embraced Astur-Leonese traditions. Great work. Just like that I wanted. Thought you're gonna get this done faster. Man, we're making a huge amount of money with these vassal taxes. And plus, thanks to my, stewardship, and the fact that Cordoba is now Astur-Leonese. Look at those taxes. I am in awe. Yeah, as I said, I'm possibly considering moving the court to Cordoba as the new capital of the Empire. Really considering it. Because its farmlands and its development is without equal of the entire Iberian Peninsula. 13 years old, just 3 more years. Well, 2 more years. We'll have them dealt with. Slow down a bit. Get the raiders. And stay out. My vassal Marivella approached me with rage in his eyes and cat in hand, held by the scruff of his neck. He thrust the cat in my face, and I see that it's my dear Flame. I found this little monster among my things. It wasn't scratched to bits, was covered in piss. It's just a mere thing. I'll compensate you. I got money. $15. Just 1 more year. Rodent killer. As Flame approaches me with yet another dead rat, I can do nothing but praise him. My castle has never been this free of rodents before. Keep up the good work. This castle is now rat-free, and I get a huge health boost. Always on my mind. I cannot stop thinking about Mencia. The way she smells and the way she talks, the fact that she does not seem to return my feelings weigh heavy on my heart. Oh, whoa. Why are you so mean? She's deceitful, she's wrathful, but she is forgiving. And my child crush. Discovered that his heritage contract obligates him to have more than collected. Get a weak hook. Need all the hooks I can. And also, the first thing I'm going to do is go hunting when I grow up, and then a feast. Okay, let's slow down because we're about to turn a lane. 2 yellow eyes follow me across the hall, and a small meow breaks The silent as flame pounces from her ankle. He may be young, but he's nonetheless ferocious. As he prances away, I see that he left me a gleaming gift where he had been hiding. Thank you, kind sir. What the hell was it, Liana? I finally concluded my studies in the art of warfare. I am disappointed with my results, because I really think I could have done better. As I take my first steps into childhood, I find myself reminiscing about some of the people who have made an impact upon the man I've become. The friendship I share with Elvira meant a lot to me when we were both young, and to still have her by my side means a lot. I had some memorable times with Mencia, and she truly helped me understand both myself and love. King Osoriu, you're a man now. Am I saying that to myself in the mirror? In front of a mirror or something? So I get tough soldier. Um, I will not forget my fondness for her. There you have it. So I'm a tough soldier, which still good martial nonetheless. Could have been better. While have excellent prowess. And I'm a logistician, which we know how to make supplies last, and last well. Which unfortunately, Stuart took a bit of a hit, so I'll marry someone. Or betrothed. Age. Starting at 12. Because that's the typical age where people start betrothing. You just pick. You need someone with good skill. I was about to say Bosnians exist? No, just a Croatian culture. But nonetheless, let me see. Arrogant, patient. Oh no, that's opposite of humble. No, don't do that. What about this other one of yours? Humble, just like me. And she's a bit callous, which, yikes. But your stewardship, I care about stewardship. Too low. Actually, check the education. Diplomacy, no. Matter of fact, why is there two Maries? You're right, there are two Maries. What the heck? They're twins! Croatian business. Anyways, keep looking. No, that's not my crush. That's someone else named that. Cynical, paranoid. Can definitely help me with the intrigue and learning, but I need stewardship. So keep looking for somebody who's... Well... I'm lacking in diplomacy, stewardship, and learning. So I need to betroth or marry someone that has at least probably double digits at the most for all of them. So keep looking. Might be her. She's pretty. She's going for learning, okay. But stewardship's rather low, so that's one possible. Here's another possibility, but she's going for martial. I think we found a good candidate. Here's another. Going for learning. I know it's poor, but diplomacy is good, and so is a bit of learning, but she'll pick up a learning education soon. So it might be her, but keep looking. I think we may found a winner. Could be her instead. So she's going for martial education. She's bossy, so stewardship may take a hit, so nah. Okay, now you're age 16, so that's marrying age. or her just to have more strong children. I mean, the stewardship is fine combining together, but she's sadistic, cynical, and stubborn. I don't think she'll like me very well in the long run. So, I think we found our winner. But the problem is, she's an Orthodox Christian, but she's Amazonian and I'm Argelian. So let's have more strong children then. I get no prestige for this. Well, she gets a lot because, you know, our renown. And we have alliance with just some mook. So there's my winner in my book. But I get 20% more experience. Could have been better, but just need to up on the attraction opinion, so. Go for chivalry. And go to the gallant route. Reduce the risk commanding armies, and I need knights to fight better, have more advantage, and have even more knights. Or just be a good romancer. Which I'm gonna need that for the Croatian girl I'm about to marry, which I'm gonna need her to be Catholic instead of Orthodox, because we don't want to add any more tension. But for now, the heir is still my eldest, which already has a child. Just robust, and named it after me. Or father. Right, the first person that I'm gonna sway is the Archbishop. I need him endorsed. He's pretty... You know what? Send him money. You got a lot of money. And with that, you get even more gain. And he'll look at me more positively as time goes by. But keep up with the disrupting schemes. Wait for a bit of time to pass. Novice precision, really? Listen, you've done well, but I'm gonna fire you with precision very soon. So there she is. We're at the same age. Oh no, she likes me. Even though she speaks a different language, as in culture. And you view Catholicism as a stray. Oh, we'll think of that. Oh, wow. 95%. Okay, seduction is better then. Make her my lover then. I need to make her like me so much that I could tell her to say that Catholicism is of the correct faith. But then again, she's cynical. I don't think she really cares about religion at this point. Right, now that she's here, the assist ruler. That's plus 10 and boom, 6 holdings. With my marriage to Queen Jadwiga, the realm expects us to throw a suitably extravagant wedding celebration. It is well within my right to collect the role duty as part of this, but some may consider it tasteless to levy the extra tax during the time of jubilation. My prestige is fine, so of course I will collect it. Who pays for her own wedding? We're about to spend big next year. We're going to start the next year right. Also, we're almost there to hereditary rule, where we can enact partition law. promote the culture more all to the relevant areas of the Duchy of Cordoba, which I may have to take that title for myself one day, if I had my druthers. Halt! Oh yes, create a cadet branch. Thank you for reminding me. So in the year of our Lord 1000, it may be time for my family to abandon the legacy of House Cantabria and carve its own path in history, with me as the head of this new branch of our great dynasty. I will get even more prestige. So, let's do it. New house is Da Benevente. Prayer through God. And I am its only living member. So that we will create our own destiny. Together. And my friends. And now, I've been waiting for this. But apparently the option of United Spanish Thrones is not there, so... But first, let me pet my cat. It's time to take a deep breath and to find my trusted four-legged companion, Flame. Some people say cats are evil and selfish creatures, but no matter how tough life gets, I know that he will always be there for me. Pet my cat. I find Flame outside, strutting around the yard. As soon as he spots me, he meows and thunders over, rubbing against my leg. I spend many minutes crouched by his side, petting him and scratching him under the chin. When I stand back up again, I feel lighter than I have in a long time. Thank you, my friend. Lose a bit of stress. I pet my cat at this very moment that I will be the youngest emperor of Hispania. The first and youngest. I am now a mighty emperor. Background change. Get used to seeing that big old yellow color. And I'm sure the vassals are mad at me now, knowing that, say, hey, we want the kingdom titles. Oh, you'll get them. Just not now. Until we figure out what's going to happen next. Right. Empire of Hispania. But it'll never be elective because it's too chaotic. Illustrious. Upon the formation of this empire, let's go hunting. Sound the horn. Our first Imperial hunt. I'm riding ahead of the group as the hills suddenly still grow around me. The silence is almost palpable, and I struggle to hear even the noise of the horses' hooves. Just about to turn back to find the others and glimpse ahead of me, blurry as in a dream. A stag as white as snow. Like something from a tale, or from my dreams. I must have it. I follow the white stag into the hills. Almost an unnatural silence hangs heavy over us, and the sudden sound of a voice startles me. My lord, there you are! I turn around and see the rest of my party having caught up to me. As I look back, the stag is gone. It might have gotten away this time. I will not know rest until I find it. Great. More of the Barcelona advancing. The hunt is drawn to an end. We mount our horses to leave the hills behind as the light fades from the sky. In spite of our difficulties along the way, the hunt went very well. We return home invigorated. Now, time for a feast. This may increase their gaze towards me. Our first Imperial-sized feast. Better be a damn good one. Eating was well underway, and drinking a little too far along when Count Crusader decided it was time for some horse riding. My stables were locked up tight, but with the guidance from Sancha, Valterra soon led a group of eager riders inside. With absolutely no control over my animals, there was swearing, laughter, and broken bones as men and women fell from the horses ambling around the hall. Other creatures in the stables did not get away much easier, and one goat nearly caved in under the weight of Mare Silo. Stable hands save those people from themselves. The feast doesn't truly start till the livestock join the table. My guests are going home all in good moods. The feast brought us together and we were able to look back and chuckle at the escapades we were tearing this drunken band of merrymakers for years to come. Sancha even jokingly complimented me on the healthy state of my livestock. Keep me in your hearts, vassals. We stabilized the country. At least for now. Really, nobody's desiring for kingdoms? And I am now the cultural head of the Astur-Leonese culture. That means I could pick whatever I wish to have fascination, but our hereditary rule is the one we're trying to get. So I can enact the partition law. So it'll be a lot easier to manage. And what will be next after? Who knows? Probably go for this old piece of technology, which... yeah, increasing the size of men-at-arms regiment +1. Yeah, I always have a problem with the lack of more men-at-arms regiments, so... oh, actually, I can get one more because I am the Emperor. Thank you. Well, wait until we raise a little bit more money. And also, I'm Emperor and increases the main size limit. I really want to get Cordoba for myself because, as we said, Cordoba should be the new Imperial capital. There's no duchy buildings we can construct as of yet, but still. Oh, there's the button to move new capital, but I need to kick this guy out of here. Which is my cousin. Can't excommunicate him, he's zealous. See? He will not accept excommunication, which the Pope is... yeah, I don't have the piety, that's one. And plus positive feeling on Gonzalo. The fact that he's zealous and whatnot. I really need to get rid of him. The easiest thing to do is to simply assassinate him, but I'm not... well, don't say that you're not. You get a cat. Small but meaningful. Not every gift has to be grand statement of wealth. Smaller things can make a far greater impression, as long as they're chosen well. I wonder what Empress Jadwiga would appreciate. Well, she's sadistic, cynical, stone. She's a bad person overall. I'm not sure, so... how about a flower display for the Guardian of Avetta? She likes attending to things, or at least appreciates beauty. I highly doubt it'll work. To the Serene, thank you so much for the flower display you've given me. I could scarce remember the last time I received such a wonderful gift. Anything for you. Budding interest. Flower display. And of course, this castle is rent-free. Sucker. And in addition, now I'm the new dynasty head. Dynasty head of this new cadet branch that I created as a way of getting away from the old... excuse me. Out. No, not out as in guests. Still. The celebrations have come to an end, and the evening's entertainment to be over. Empress Jadwiga suggests a reading. A clerk soon arrives, wondering what the guests would like to hear, and I see my chance to impress Jadwiga. Oh no, she's cynical. Don't give her that stuff. Actually, it doesn't matter which one you pick. It's either of these two. Religion, entertainment, or informative. I think she would prefer entertainment, so let's be entertained. The Song of Roland. As the clerk reads for us, seems completely engrossed. She later approaches me. Good choice, Osoriu, she says and purses her lips. It was great, wasn't it? Smoldering chemistry. Guaranteed to make her know she's my wife, but to make her my lover as well. Once I'm done, making love to her, I'm gonna go on a pilgrimage. That's another great thing I should do. Because all that money we've been saving, we might as well... What the... Jarldom! Oh, no. What happened? Invasion of West Francia, and they did it. They did it. Those maniacs! They did it. Those damn dirty Vikings! With West Francia weakened, unless they have allies abroad. That would call for a future crusade against them. Makes me wonder. Hispania. They say the de jure capital is in Madrid, right? Toledo, excuse me. Toledo is the de jure Imperial capital. But I would prefer Cordoba. Anyways, my servants all but sent away, and our beds are decorated with seashells. Oh, Empress Jadwiga enters our chamber. She smiles doubtfully and joins me without hesitation. With the help of hands, mouths, and limbs, we affirm the devotion we swore before God, in perhaps a more carnal fashion than intended. As we are united in marriage, we are now united in heart. She becomes my lover, as I lay with her. There, now, convert to Catholicism, as it should be. Because this orthodox nonsense that you worship is just not going to work out here in this new empire that we have together. So again, your father was Croatian and your mother was a Saxon. Osoriu, the cat has to go. My wife is holding Flame up by the skin of his neck, eyes red and nose running. I cannot stand this anymore. I can barely breathe when he's around. Oh man, she's sensitive to cats. But it might hurt her health. For how long? 5 years? And this will last too? You'll be fine. I'm not going to give that cat away. You just became a Catholic now, and you're going to have to get used to having a cat around. That's my cat. Gee, I didn't know you could... I mean, sure, she's already my lover, but you can actually romance her, just gaining prestige and improved opinion. Must become soulmate. Why the hell not? Because, I'm the kind of guy who, I have the attraction opinion. And also two things. Get me a new precision. I don't trust my spy master being a precision because of his lack of skill. It's time to come to let my feelings towards her be known. I want her to remember to stay the rest of my life. I know we're already lovers. This is just me showing I really, really love you. Oh, I am pregnant already. I'll impress her by winning a sparring match because, you know, I'm a very strong man while you are equally strong yourself. Sure. Yes, she's pregnant. I recruit one of my most senior soldiers and practice with him for 3 days straight. Once he deems me ready, we head together to the main courtyard. As we begin to spar, the crowd gathers, and their cheers draw none other than the graceful Empress Jadwiga. The soldier fights violently, but I disarm with a final flawless thrust. I kneel before Jadwiga and declare my noble intentions. I dedicate this victory to you, Empress Jadwiga. Bringing you honor is my only desire. My sunshine is speechless, but clearly flattered. Why else she would be smiling thusly? She won't resist my charms for long. It's gonna take quite a bit of long time to do so, unless you want to get some progress in. Who wants to be my new precision? Well, you're the better of the two, so Ordonu is quite experienced, so come on in. My old spy master is no longer the court physician, but still likes me, and he'll protect me nonetheless. Now, with that, I'm gonna go on a pilgrimage. They're extremely expensive these days. I mean, I gotta do something with that money somehow. I mean, after all, I'm humble, so I like to be known as a pilgrim too. It's time to depart. Yeah, they're very weak at the moment. We may have to finish them off in the future. As my party passes through a small town, I notice a throng of people filling the market square. At the center, a man stands on an overturned fish cart, shouting wildly to all those who will listen. The day of judgment is nigh. Repent, repent, I say, or you shall be damned for all eternity. The worried-looking townsfolk nervously whisper to each other, fearful of the doomsayer's words. That man is not a priest. Cast him down. It seems I've not taken well to all this travel. Perhaps this strange land's filled with unfamiliar air, or my furs are not warm enough. Either way, my cough's been persistent for weeks, and this morning I could barely muster the strength to get out of bed. Do I even have the strength to continue onwards? I'm working on in January. This is no time to give up. I may have a greater health risk as I'm currently ill, but my health is good. Rat-free, Herculean, and stubborn. 'Cause I'm a stubborn man, that's why. Oh, Jerusalem, Jerusalem. No other city in the world has a history quite like Jerusalem. In addition to many other holy sites there, the city contains the Church of the Holy Sepulchre, built over the combined places where Jesus was crucified, buried, and resurrected. Standing outside of the Temple Mount, with my hand on the western wall, I find myself reflecting on everything that has happened on my journey to this city of legend. I have walked the holy path, a huge piety gain, which I'm a devoted servant. When I return, we need to start raising money to create a new men-at-arms regiment. It's good to be home. But the question is, which one? Well, we got rid of Archer, so perhaps we'll get the Bowman again. Create it. More. Lady Yadviga, let me prove my devotion to you in any way deem fit. Yadviga upon this request, the request for a while before her face lights up. You should be able to sustain yourself on nothing but your love for many days. Should I go? Well, the chances are the same, so I would just say not a crumb will pass through these lips. I'll just use my intrigue challenge against it. No one uncovers the ruse, or she noticed its deception. No one uncovers the ruse. Yeah, I don't want to deteriorate my health further, as I'm a little bit ill. Daughter. Quick Amazonian. So what's your is not to, oh, okay. Or an ancestor of ours? Again, ancestry is a bit mixed, so. What would be a strong girl name, in your opinion? Or name it after that, you know, that woman I used to know. Encia. And quick like me, Amazonian just like us. We're gonna have a lot of strong children in the future. Ah, of course. For now. Glad to be well again. It's what I've been saving it up for. Let me see. Wait, we have a chance of inheriting good traits at 30%, a chance of new good ones. Well, how about let's reinforce the fact by chance of reinforcing congenital traits. We are that kind of family. As of late, all my visits to Yadviga have been ruined by my vassal Count Gonzalo, who follows her everywhere like a lost puppy. His attempts to charm the lady is laughable. Yet, I fear his persistence will be rewarded. Prowess challenge against him. Don't do intrigue, I want to fight. I will win this duel. Or I can tell him to buzz off. But no, a duel to prove who is worthy. Count Gonzalo stood no chance against my might. His defeat was surely embarrassing, and my beauty Yadviga saw all of it. She has not paid him any attention since. Another enemy vanquished, so she loses romantic competitor. There'll be many more enemies to be vanquished in the future, in the upcoming future. Actually, to be realistic, you should look at their men-at-arms. Oh, they don't have much in the way of it anymore. And plus, that man is scaly and has disputed heritage. We'll finish them off in the next episode. Yeah. I looked down and see my cat Flame drop the scroll at my feet, sealed in my cousin Count Pelagio's distinct stone, giving a curiosity that I was into the text. When I try to end the life of another. The world must know this. Attempted murder secret. Attempted murder on Count Silu. At least nobody ever tried assassinating me. Perhaps it was destiny that got me to create this empire. As days pass by, I hear nothing about the white stag. I grow restless. Surely someone must have seen him. But what about the peasants littering the hills? Maybe I should appeal to their assistance. I'll send Gonzalo. We need to raise at least 300 gold. New Patriarch. Patriarch. Why are you called Patriarch? It's not orthodoxy, but look at all that money. No relation, but... Oh, Imperial title. Instead of Archbishop, it's Patriarch. Ah, he does endorse me, but his learning isn't good. And that means the conversion isn't going to do very well. You know, thanks to me being an emperor, perhaps I should give her something to do. What are you into? I mean, we do want to have advances in technology, so... Should I tell her to focus on this? Or court politics? What would make her very good? As much as I really love her. Go for patronage. Yes, I'll take the hit, but I need the max, because I'm not planning on holding another county anytime soon. Gonzalo? Again? Stay away from my Croatian. I have a facial hair, you see. And I got a cloak now. Just to show you how much of a man I could be. At least I no longer have that youthful appearance that's been with us in this episode for a while now. Yeah, defending against... He wants this area. And after that, War for Valencia, and we will finish them off for good. And Aragon needs Master Hunter. Holy warrior. How much would it take to... I mean, I got all of this. Very Argalian. Have 0 bad. Have a trait from beautiful characters group. Because I would love to have that. Guess not, but if you want to consecrate the bloodline, have to have a... Let me sit down here. Pope has to like me. Today I'm observing Duke as he trains some of his new levies, but the recruits under his command move a disorganized mob more than an army. I look on as he struggles to gain control of the situation. Clearly pushed to his limits. While it's never easier to train new soldiers, he seriously needs to do better than this. Yeah, I know him. I need that martial lifestyle experience, so I'll teach him what I know about command. I'll gain a tiny bit of stress because I'm humble. even more prowess. Now it's without equal. As I tap on his shoulder, he throws up his hand and shouts, "This is not my fault, Osoriu. These idiotic peasants don't know their right hand from their left. How can anyone be expected to turn this rabble to an army? I'm disappointed in you. So, it's going to cost you a lot of piety. The Pope has to like you a lot. Control one of the holy sites, Santiago. And have to be a religious icon. Yeah, I really have to be a devoted man for this. I may not have the learning, but perhaps when this holy war upcoming, we'll get them. Civilian war for that claim of Faro, which he's losing, and it'll be back under Hispanic control. Two years. That's the reason why I told her go for learning. Mm-hmm. It's ready. When Empress Jadwiga's husband, Emperor Osoriu suggested a hunt, I did not hesitate to organize one. I would do anything for a mere glimpse of my morsel. I am stalking through the underbrush, my page at my heel, and my hound just ahead. It seems as if I have found the trail, and suddenly the concentration is shattered by a woman's scream. I'm coming for you, my love, so I go ahead and attempt to romance my wife and lover who's also pregnant. Whatnot. Jadwiga, I am coming. I burst through the foliage into the clearing, my heart beating wildly, sweat streamed down my face, but the scene before me is not what I expected. There is a stag, yes, but it is on the ground. An arrow struck between its eyes. Jadwiga lowers her bow and she turns to face me. What's this about, Emperor? Did you think of me incapable of defending myself? I got lost. Yeah. Sorry about that. I mean, after all, you are capable with a bow. If only you were in the army, as a dame. But of course we can't do that, because religion doesn't allow that sort of thing. And we hope that it'll be a son for next time. And that next time will be soon. Because next episode has our scholarly expertise for my wife. Oh, she's taking the scholar route, I think. Another daughter. Amazonian. Oh man. What a family we're making. Tares? Ah. Isn't that a strong girl's name? Not me. Mother. My wife eagerly brings a woman for me. My emperor, allow me to introduce you to Sende, claiming the county of Nefashadu. God. I don't know how to say that. It's in French. I'm no good with French. She bows for me. It is an honor, my lady. Decided most of this county out of my grasp. Lay out of my grasp without a venture on my side. Anything I could do for you? Fornicator? Yeah, you stay right here. imprison everybody. There we go. Now, we'll stop this episode right here. Because, look. We are finally going to finish off the Umayyad Sultanate to get them out of the Iberian Peninsula. And they will remain isolated in the islands over there. So, it's nearing the end of the Reconquest. But I'm not the paragon of virtue where I can, go for the whole dang kingdom. And their strength is not what they're used to. The downfall of the Umayyad Sultanate is 9. And then if we want to unite the entire Hispanic Empire, we also have to face Aquitaine, which is now their new title. Thankfully, these uprisings, the Catholic uprisings throughout France, has got them to kick some of the Vikings out of this newly conquered region. That means we also have to face Aquitaine in the future, but they got many allies. Strong ones. But we can only declare war just for claims of it, not de jure claims. So in the future, in the next episode, we will finish them off for good. And then we'll come in and take the islands to defeat the remnant. And of course that means more, potential Mulawadi uprisings. So what we know about Osoriu is he survived childhood, and he's quite a ladies' man, only to his wife. As long as he doesn't commit adultery, commit a big bad sin, you don't want that. But the real question is, do all the vassals like him? They're coming around, so he will soon be loved by all. But his only flaw is the lack of diplomacy, but that's just get her to be focused on, make her a scholar, and then switch to diplomacy. Jadwiga is a very capable woman in the eyes of Osoriu. So now, ladies and gentlemen, we leave you that, well, at least it's not a disaster. We united the realm, which means we've completed the major goal of this entire series. And that is to form the Empire of Hispania. And not too soon, either. We could form Portugal now, but that whole culture changes to Portuguese, which I don't want to do that, because why on earth would I want to turn Portuguese? I like the Asturianese. We're working on this culture. Creating a new one would be counterproductive, though it may inherit some of this. Still. So there's going to be some changes, and we'll defeat the Umayyad Sultanate out of the Iberian Peninsula once and for all. That will happen in the next episode, so we hope you tune in for that. And until then, so long for now.